What's up, YouTube? You're Inside the Edge, and I'm back with another video. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Drop a like. It helps my channel grow. Today, I want to get into some football talk. Today, I want to talk about the Buccaneers. I want to talk about Baker Mayfield. Obviously, Baker Mayfield, he's been a guy that a lot of us has talked about how his career has, he's had a rocky career starting off in the NFL. A lot of us kind of written him off. So have I, but I am shocked from what I've been seeing from Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield is one of those stories where it just shows that, certain quarterbacks, they go to a certain team, they're drafted by a certain team. Things don't turn out for whatever reason. Sometimes it's the coaching, sometimes it's the lack of weapons. I mean, it can be a variety of things, but it seems like Baker Mayfield has stepped up his game. Obviously, the departure from Cleveland, making his way to the Rams, trying to rejuvenate his career. I mean, he's landed himself in Tampa this year, and he is putting up some stellar numbers, and he is the big part of the reason why this Buccaneers team can compete. As of right now, the Buccaneers, they're leading in their division in the NFC South at being 7-7. Right behind the Saints, that is also currently 7-7. So it just seems like this is going to be a tight battle for who makes the playoffs. In my opinion, I think the Buccaneers will overcome. I think they will make the postseason in this division just because I think that Baker Mayfield is the better quarterback. Now, there is 3 games left in this season, and I'm seeing that the Buccaneers do play Jacksonville, then they play New Orleans, and then they play Carolina. So there is going to be 2 divisional games to close out the year, and that is the nail-biter, guys. But I do think that Baker Mayfield could get it done, and I just love what he's doing with Tampa Bay, just connecting with his receivers. And another young talent that no one is talking about is Rachaad White at running back. He is playing some great football for this Buccaneers team, and he pretty much completes this team. Him in the backfield, he puts less pressure on Baker Mayfield because this guy in the run game, he makes things happen. And it's just incredible to see what this Buccaneers team is doing. And like I mentioned before, this Buccaneers team, they have a legit chance to make the playoffs. And just looking at Baker Mayfield, guys, I mean, he's putting up some great numbers in his career. As of right now, he's thrown for 3,315 yards. He has 24 touchdowns, and he only has 8 interceptions. I think the one difference I can say from him being in Cleveland to being with Tampa, I think with this Tampa offense, I think he's in a situation where, he's more comfortable. He's in a better suited offense. He has a number 1 receiver, Mike Evans. His protection is a lot better. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he has been sacked 33 times this season. I know that number seems like a lot, but it's not even compared to many other seasons that Baker Mayfield has had where he's just been getting sacked, and that is where the inconsistency happens. But with Baker Mayfield, guys, I just think he's so confident in this offense because of Mike Evans, because of his run game, because he has Chris Godwin. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he's just playing with so much confidence. What I also like about Baker Mayfield is, he can be a streaky thrower sometimes, but I do think that he puts this team in positions to win big games, and that's what he's been doing with this team all year long. And I'm just, looking at, what this Tampa Buccaneers team has done to even start the season. I mean, they started off the season strong. I mean, in the first 4 weeks, they started off at 3-1, and then that's when the slope happened at week 6 where they lost 4 straight. Then they get to week 10 and they win. Then they lose 2 more. But now here we are, guys. I mean, from week 13 to week 15, it's been a 3-win streak. And it just seems like this Buccaneers team is like when they're hot, they're hot. When they're on, they're on. And this is also a streaky team. But I think to close out this year and the way that things are looking with Baker Mayfield and his connection to Mike Evans, another shout out to Mike Evans. He has had another 1,000-yard reception season. It's just a credible career of what he's doing with Tampa. But overall, guys, I mean, Baker Mayfield, I think he's playing lights-out football, and I think he's shocking a lot of teams. Looking at some of the wins that he does have on certain teams. I mean, he's beating Minnesota. He's beating Tennessee. He's beating the Falcons. He's beating Green Bay. So there are some games that he's also lost that were tough games early in the season when they lost to Philly. But I also think that this Buccaneers team can compete in the playoffs. And in my opinion, I think that the Bucs should bring back Baker Mayfield, guys. I think Baker Mayfield is the quarterback for this team moving forward. Now, I do think that, the Buccaneers should go for a backup. Quarterback, whether that's in the 2nd round, 3rd round. But I do think that Baker Mayfield, the way he's just connected with his team, the way he's just been, progressing, understanding his reads, making better decisions with the football, throwing less interceptions, because that's always been his problem. Turning the ball over, that's always been his problem. But this year he has cleaned up his mechanics as far as taking care of the football, and he has an opportunity to help this Buccaneers team make the playoffs. And next thing you know, we're going to be saying Baker Mayfield could be a franchise quarterback. So I want to hear your guys' opinion on Baker Mayfield, guys. I think he's playing some great football, and I do think that he should be the quarterback for this Tampa team moving forward. I do think that it shouldn't be a long-term deal, but I think that they should at least extend his contract or sign him to a 1 year and maybe try to get a backup and see how that goes. But I definitely think that Baker Mayfield can lead this Buccaneers team to the playoffs. So with that being said, guys, I want to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think that the Saints will end up winning it, or you think the Bucs? How do you guys feel about how this division closes out? But in my opinion, I do see the Bucs making the playoffs, and I want to hear your guys' comments down below. Do you think the Bucs is going to make the playoffs, and do you think Baker Mayfield is the future quarterback for the Tampa Buccaneers? Until next time, guys, have a good one. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.